disrupting trade on a global scale. Prices of shipments are skyrocketing. In the UK, firms importing items from East Asia are facing additional charges and longer wait times. There are around 170 million shipping containers across the globe, used to transport 90% of world goods. Peter Sand, Chief Shipping Analyst at BIMCO, told us what is causing the problem.
I think it's fair to say that the whole global supply chains are on the verge of breakdown right now, including that of the seaborne leg, where many of our members operate their own ships. But they haven't, fortunately enough, been able to break down fully, thank God. But what we have seen more recently in the South China area is akin to what we saw in the Suez Canal with the blockage only 2 months ago, with massive disruption on that critical seaborne leg of the global supply chain. So right now, liner companies are doing whatever they can to draw contingency plans, a skill they have grown increasingly good at over the past some 15, 18 months since the pandemic broke out.
So in the South China area, the problem currently is ports have had to close because of infection rates climbing in certain areas, as in COVID-19 infection rates. Is that correct?
What we have seen in terms of disruptions over the past 1.5 years has been COVID related, and it has been related to basically also the stellar comeback in terms of consumer demand, especially in North America. So you asked at some point in time, where did all the containers go? Well, across the Pacific into the US could be the short reply to that one.
So the so-called issue of where are containers, they're on their way to the United States. But things are taking a lot longer, it's much more expensive, and that's a real issue, isn't it, for businesses wherever they are globally?
Indeed, I think the pendulum have definitely swing over from favoring shippers with dead cheap freight rates for quite many years. And right now it's basically every shipper fighting for every box on a global scale, leaving freight rates on the spot market going into Europe above $10,000 per 40-foot unit.
But that has to feed through to prices at the till, doesn't it, eventually? And there's a real concern about inflation globally, and this is probably one of the factors to consider in that.
I think the American way of stimulating demand is causing more inflationary scares as they are basically putting too much water into the bathtub, and of course that has to spill over into to increased prices on second-hand cars, for instance. But at the end of the day, if you can fit 10,000 shoe boxes into one 40-foot container, the shipping cost for travel half the way around the globe is still only $1 each. So it's not necessarily shipping rates which are sky high, which is pushing up inflation, I'm afraid.
And the name of the organisation is BIMCO. He's completely covering up the letter B. That was Peter Sand, their Chief Shipping Analyst with that organisation. So let's show you financial markets, how the week has begun. It's fairly limited and quiet in Asia because many key markets are closed. Mainland China, Hong Kong, Australia, they're all shut today for a public holiday. But as you can see,